Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm hautemesstom, and today I'm going to be doing a buy, which is probably the name of someone else probably calls it this too, but it's a cute name and I'm not original. So what we're gonna do today is some kind of combination of the anti-haul popularized by Kimberly Clark, mixed within like some positivity, like I would like to buy that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like buy or buy. Okay. I don't think it was that hard of a concept for either one of us. But I'm looking cute today. She's looking snatched. We're at a different angle of the room, which is like fun and mysterious. We'll see how it goes. There's a lot of light coming from this way because that's where my window is, but I also have artificial lighting, so you should still be able to see me. Also, like clearly this is the space, the stuff I'm gonna show you today. So I pulled up some things from Trend Mood and Indie Mood, and so that way we had like a little combo of major brands and indie brands, so we could talk about both and judge them both. I feel like I'm currently in a place where like I really like where I'm at with like eyeshadows, so I feel like if any of the palettes I talk about today pop up, like if there's any palettes that I discuss today, it's very likely that they're going to end up being something I'm not interested in purchasing, but I'll tell you why. We'll get into it. We're gonna start with the indie brands that I looked at today and talk about them, and then I've pulled some of their releases that I have in here are like a little bit older, like not so old, like one of them hasn't even come out, but like everyone's already talked about it. The first thing we're gonna talk about is from Eunique Beauty, which is how I assume you pronounce this brand's name. So these are, what do they call these? I think they're just called they have single foiled eyeshadows. So I think these are really beautiful. But I have a problem with single shadows is I just forget that I have them. And in my collection, they're kind of like useless to me because I forget about them. These ones are like in pots. It kind of looks like they are packaged similarly to the Super Shock shadows from Colourpop. So then it's like its own single shadow that I can't put in a palette. Maybe I can. Maybe I can depot these. In conclusion, so I don't really know if you can depot these and put them in your own palette or whatever, but they are very beautiful. So I think this would be like a great way to get a single shadow of something that you're like lacking in your collection. Not for me, but like not a bad idea, you know? Next up is from Rituel to Fille. They launched 2 new of their Soot eye soots, which these are Ash and Amber. So these colors, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. My issue, I've never tried the eye soots or the celestial eye soots, which are like very on brand for me, like very on brand for me. Here's the thing, and I pay a lot of money for some bougie cosmetics, but for a singular one eyeshadow, uno, en français, to pay what I think these are $38 for one eyeshadow. Now, I have purchased from Rituel to Fille before. I love some of their products. Their highlighters, which some people argue are also very expensive, I think they are also $38. But I'm getting a whole ass highlighter, not one eyeshadow. I want more highlighter because I'm going to put it on larger areas of my face. But for some reason, I cannot pull the trigger on these eye soots. I will probably one day pull the trigger on said eye soots. Maybe not these ones because the celestial ones are like really what I want. I think these colors are very beautiful. I'm very into them. They would be like very good for some like monochromatic situations, but I'm gonna have to respectfully decline the offer, Rituel to Fille. Next up is from Oden's Eye Cosmetics. They are dropping the Alva 2 Natural Spirits collection palette. We're just gonna talk about this big palette that I have the photo of up here. So we have some like neutral, we have some like glitter, which is like, depending on if it's biodegradable or not, that will answer whether I'm not into it. Not upset about a potted glitter like some people are. There are some people who just won't do it, but if it's, I don't know, it doesn't, like, just use some glitter glue. I don't know why loose glitter is better for you. Like if it's in a palette and biodegradable, because like that's what we're about right now. Why not? Like, I don't know why that's a problem. And then it's like these weak blues and weak greens. I'm not familiar with Oden's Eye. I've heard them talked about on some other people's channel before. Like, I've never personally used the products. this has no hope if these shadows aren't pigmented. And some of them are pastels, and those are like really hard to do, And some people get it right, some people don't. But also, like, I don't, like, the left half of the palette is like one thing and the right half is another thing. So maybe like 2 smaller palettes would have been like a better idea. You know, there's something about this that's very off-putting to me. And so it's a no from me, Oden's eye. So this is from Notyce Beauty, Notyce. I don't know, I'll put the name of the brand up here. And this is a quad of pressed glitters. This is beautiful. I like this. I don't believe that these glitters are biodegradable, which is like a no from me. It is currently on sale for $30, but at full price, this is $50. That is 4 eyeshadows for $50. Now, I've paid more for 4 eyeshadows, but from an indie brand, I think you're really pushing it. And it's not like, I don't think they have pigmented. I just think they're loose glitters, or like pressed glitters. So if it's just like multi-chrome glitters, I don't understand why that has to be $50. I know chrome eyeshadows, pigments are expensive, but it's like, considering this is plastic, is like shiny plastic really that expensive to cut up? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, even though I invented science. That one's for a very specific person. Next up, I might consider buying these. Also, might recommend them to you. These are from Glisten Cosmetics, and these are water activated liners, and it comes in a myriad of colors. I do have some water activated liners that I bought from Krylon, and those are not cheap. No, they're not cheap. Water activated things from Krylon are like not cheap. These are $6, I think, €6, £6, some unit of monetary measurement that I'm unfamiliar with. I think even with like the conversion rate for a US dollar, these are much cheaper than what you'll find in some places for a cake liner like this. So there are some colors in here where I'm like, I'm not mad, and I might pick some up. I don't know if these people ship internationally though, so I'll have to like check on that, and I will put that information up here. But I think if you wanted to try some like neon cake liners for like $8 or whatever the conversion rate would end up being, this is your moment. This is our moment. We're having a moment. Okay, let's move on. The next thing I'm very excited about. So this is from In Your Face Charts, and this is an Etsy shop, and I found this is from Indie Mood, this photo. What this person will do is take your face, if I bought them, my face, and put it on a face chart. So if you are someone who is very meticulous about planning out your looks and you want to see what they look like, put them together and like get an idea of what you're gonna be doing, this is awesome. This is awesome. A whole book of your face charts, and you can like, I'm gonna have to get these. I'm not sure how much they are, so I will put the price up here for you. I hope it's reasonable. I hope it's not an insane amount of money, but that's very cool. I'm very into this idea. I think this is very smart. They don't have that many followers, so I would go follow them, and like I'm like 100% gonna get a book of my face. Narcissism. Now we're gonna get into some major brands, not indie brands, corporate brands, large brands, household name brands. Maybe not this first one. This first one is from Chantecaille, which I believe I'm pronouncing correctly. Forget about the lipsticks on the bottom. Let's talk about that eyeshadow trio up there on the top. This eyeshadow trio, which looks really pretty in the pan, right? Looks beautiful. You're thinking to yourself, Tom, what are you upset about? $75 for 3 eyeshadows. That's $25 a shadow. Now I've paid, like, Urban Decay shadows are like $23 or $22 a singular shadow. McGrath shadows are like $25, but they go on sale a lot. You just gotta pay attention. So $25 a shadow. I could do some cute stuff with this. These look very special and unique. They're not shiny. That is an overspray. It says it in the description in Trend Mood that that's an overspray. So what you're going to be left with is a matte burgundy shade, a matte taupe shade, and a matte like bronze shade. No, this is ridiculous. So the next thing I'm going to talk about there isn't proof, there isn't evidence, there isn't a product to show us. There just isn't one. There's nothing to see here, really. It's a collab with NikkieTutorials and BeautyBay. I'm happy to see that Nikkie is collaborating with another brand, hopefully a moral brand, a brand with values, a brand that will pay her worth. So I'm excited for this, and it looks very vibrant, it looks very cool. I'm really tired of collaborations that have neutrals in them. Okay, here's my thing. I'm gonna set my phone down for a second. Hi, you're an influencer. People who watch your videos on a regular basis are also spending money on makeup. They've bought all the stuff you've recommended, or a lot of it, or have saved their money for that special thing that you said. This is what you need. That's what you said. You said I need this. If they've been following you for a long time, they have neutrals. They got that. They know that. They have that Mod Ren palette. They have the Soft Glam palette. They have all these things that you recommended that have come with neutrals in them. So why are influencer brands and influencer collabs putting all these neutrals in them and then like one special shade? One special shade. Or like one pop of color, which confuses me too. I've done it. I've been there. That palette is now special and unique when it's really not. So I'm excited to see that Nikkie was like not afraid to like go bold and go with color. Everyone loves a good color moment. That's the thing that you need to convince people that they need to put their money into. You throw a palette of neutrals in, and I realize like neutrals sell, and that is really why it is. But like, if everyone can get on to like really why these anti-haul things have started, like it's anti-consumerism, like you don't need another neutral palette. What you need is to fill your collection with stuff you don't have. You don't need to do that. But like, if you're going to spend money, it should be on something that your collection already lacks. Brights, not everyone has, but neutrals, everyone does have. So why are you selling me a palette with 15 neutrals and then one special shade, that one multichrome, that one neon? No, I'm sick of it. Thank you, Nikkie. I better not, if those palettes come out and they have like neutrals in them and I'm like, I'll eat my words, but like, this seems promising. I like this. I like where we're going. This brand I'd never heard of, and I don't know if it's Byredo or Byredo or Byredo. I don't know, but this is the name. And what they haven't come out with, there's like 4 things on this photo. We're gonna talk in the bottom, the bottom right photo, bottom right. Those color sticks, they come in 60 different shades. They're universal and blendable. It can be used on the eyes, lips. Now Trend Mood, it's like eyes and lips, or like eyes or lips. Anyway, multi-use products are like great in my head, but like in the time of Corona, do I want my COVID mouth touching my COVID eyes? You know what I'm saying? Like, and vice versa. Anyway, these intrigue me. They're very colorful. They're very pretty. The scale, I'm not sure what we're talking here. Are we talking like Fenty Beauty Sticks? Because it's a little too big for the eye. That's like a little too big to be like drawing on. You can like do it with your finger or whatever, but like, who has the time to like rub-a-dub-dub, you know? I do. I have the time. I have nothing but time. I have so much time. Okay. I think these are beautiful. There's no price on them, or I can't see them in the screenshot that I took, so yeah, but I think these are very pretty. I don't know that I don't know how to find this brand. I don't know where they are. I probably won't pick them up because I don't know where to find them. And Googling's hard. And the guy I'm seeing says I'm too pretty to Google things, and I trust him. Let's talk about NARS. So this is the next thing from NARS, and I have a lot of questions that I think that there probably are answers for, but like NARS would have to answer them for me. So first of all, it's the Climax collection. So there's a mascara, which whatever. We don't have to talk about mascara. I don't want to talk about mascara. Do you want to talk about mascara? I sure don't. I don't want to talk about mascara. And then there's a limited edition eyeshadow palette, which is $59. Maybe back in the day when NARS was a new, young, fresh brand, they could get away with this like sexual undertone marketing that they're trying to pull on me. Us. Both of us. We're both consumers. They're trying to get us. So there's the Climax collection. If those are the boring ass colors you see when you are climaxing, I am so sorry, sweetie. I am so sorry. Because there should be different colors. You should be seeing the whole ass rainbow when you are I'm gonna have to bleep so much of that out. I'm just throwing it out that it should be more than that. It should be better than that. And you know what, NARS? You should be better than that too. I have no problem with this like sexy, but like I don't think NARS is sexy. And if NARS was viewed as a sexy brand, they haven't been it for a very long time. I think what they need to do, all of their palettes, all of their eyeshadow things are limited edition. Like they come in, they come out, they go, and they go, they come and they go. And then the color stories are very similar when they come and then they go away. And it's just like, why not make a very beautiful, permanent palette and like just have it be very good and like make it very good. I don't know the quality of NARS eyeshadows because nothing about this branding speaks to me. I like their blushes are good, and I like Laguna bronzer. I've used it before. I haven't in a long time, but like I know that's good, and I know a lot of people really enjoy the foundations that they carry, which I like complexion as much as the next person, but like NARS isn't sexy to me, so I'm not picking up their foundations. Also, one of their foundation shades is Stromboli, so like let that sit. Like when I think of Stromboli, I think of like high school and like those like, you know what I'm talking about? The Strombolis that they used to serve, which I thought were delicious, but I don't want to be called a Stromboli. I don't want my shade to be Stromboli. Now Stromboli is probably much too deep for my skin tone, thinking off the top of my head. I'm off on a rant here, but like NARS, get your shit together, because I don't have time for this. Like if you're going to be a brand that has like very neutral and like very everyday things for people to wear, you're gonna be like the lip complexion people with like an eyeshadow palette, just put out one. I don't need that. People don't need to keep rebuying these like, I don't know. I'm not into it, NARS. No. So these next items are from Melt Makeup, and these are the Digital Dust Duo blushes. It comes in 3 different shades, I guess. Now, if that's an overspray on the top of these blushes, like that's fine, but these look like highlighters. Now, blush toppers, like understand as a concept, like as someone who like will do the dewy look, like I get it, like I'm into that. I'm not gonna put like shiny color on top of the color. I'll put like a highlighter on, and the highlighter that we might have a hint of a shade. But I'm not putting like color on color. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't understand blush toppers. And I'm sure if I had one, I would like love it. But I like don't need to buy it to know. And these don't really look like blushes to me, so I'm really confused, I guess. I just don't know what's going on here, Melt. So I will not be purchasing these. There's a lot of bee-themed things coming out. This isn't only Melt, and I kind of would like to see some like money going to save the bees, because that's what I care about. I want the world to continue once I die. Which is like hopefully sooner rather than later, right? That's not a call for help. I'm good mentally. I swear. Ooh. Okay, so let's talk about KKW Skin. Now, I don't know if any of the range has been released. The photo I see here is just like, Kim, you are stupid if you think Miss Kim Kardashian is gonna be using any of the skincare she's gonna try to sell you, because it's gonna be cheap. The active ingredients are gonna be low. The silicone's gonna be high. I just don't understand like what she thinks that she's trying to pull. I'm sure Kim Kardashian invests thousands and thousands of dollars a year on skincare, seeing facialists, it's going to a derm, money, honey. She's not using no overpriced cleanser for the mainstream market. She's not using that. She'll say no, I will not use that. But yes, I will make money off the masses by selling it to people who do not know better. Learn right here, right now. This is not where you're going to put your money into your skincare, okay? There are a lot of cheaper brands for you to try to introduce you to in skincare, and then when you're ready to invest your money, you do some research, okay? You ask an esthetician, honey. You go ask anybody but Miss Kim Kardashian where to spend their money on their skincare, because Miss Kim is not it. She's not it. I've been watching so much Nisipisa on this here platform. So like, I'm feeling very inspired by her. I'm feeling her energy in this room. If you don't know who she is, go check out her channel, because honey, it's worth your time. This isn't really an anti-haul or a no-buy. It's like an interesting thing to think about. So, Ulta is going to start selling KVD Vegan Beauty, which is interesting for a lot of reasons. And I have not done any research on this, but a brief overview is that KVD Vegan Beauty is a Kendo brand, and Kendo is kind of like exclusive at Sephora brand. So Kendo makes Sephora collection, it makes Marc Jacobs, and they make Fenty. And I think that's all the brands that Kendo makes. And they also make, obviously, KVD Vegan Beauty. So it's an interesting move. And I don't know if that means that other Kendo brands will be opened up to this, or if it was just an opportunity to maybe get KVD Vegan Beauty into the hands of people who don't shop at Sephora. And that sounds interesting, but I think there might be a market of people who shop at Ulta and not Sephora that may not know like the history that KVD Vegan Beauty has and is trying to move away from. So I can see this being a very smart move. I just don't know the logistics of it moving to Ulta. It's going to be in both places, but it's just like an interesting thought, interesting business thing. What does this mean for Kendo brands? So think about it. Christine, the Science Queen, released 2 new nail polishes named after her cats. They are both beautiful, and I will buy them both at some point. Don't worry though, they're permanent in the collection, so I think they're currently sold out, but they will be making more. Love Holo polish. It's what I have on my nails today. It's what I have on my nails almost every time. I just have committed to being someone who purchases from Holo. Most of the polishes like one coat and done. Even the polishes that she says like you might want 2 coats, I'm normally just gonna do 1 and done. Like the base lasts really long, and I've been working with the public, so I'm using a lot of hand sanitizer on my hands, and the polish holds up pretty well. I do repaint my nails like once a week though, so there's not a lot of trials and tribulations. I mean, there's a lot of trials and tribulations that they go through with all of the all of the public transit and kookiness that I go through whenever I go to work. My dog is here. She's very here. Hi. Hi, babe. You got boogies. You got boogies in the eye. Okay. Can we talk about products while you're sitting up here and I'm petting you? Is that okay? So next up we have by Melolops. That's the at from Trend Mood. It is. Okay, let me set the phone down, Riot. What they are brushes specifically for cutting creases. Now, I think in any other situation, this would have really turned me off, but no one sells brushes shaped like these, and I think these could be very useful in a cut crease situation. And they look, I like the shape of them. I like the different things that you would be able to do with all of them. So I'm 100% in. I'm into this. I might buy this. I might cop these. This is thinking. This is filling a gap in the market that no one else has, because these look like nail brushes, but with some like liquid product cutting the crease. Sweetie. Just saying. This is the Colourpop whatever Sunflower collection. And now if you're someone who watches these types of videos on any kind of regularity, you know the story. You know how it goes. Every damn day, it seems like Colourpop is like, here's the blah, 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 blah collection. I'm through with it. I'm done. I've had it officially with you, Colourpop. There is one thing Colourpop is good for, in my personal opinion, and that is for the fun stuff. So like if you want pink mascara, buy Colourpop. If you need green eyeliner, buy it from Colourpop. If you have like more than 3 Colourpop shadows, there's an issue, because the color stories are the same in all of them. This is a yellow palette. They have the Yes Please palette. They have the other Please palette. Oh Honey palette. The palette. All of them are yellow color stories. You don't need that. With some neutrals in it. There are other ones. There's like, this is my neutral palette with a pop of green. This is my neutral palette with a pop of blue. I don't get it. I don't see the appeal. And because Colourpop is like putting out so much product so excessively, you're forgetting about the last thing that they launched. So anytime someone does a collaboration with them, well, you better sell it fast, sweetie, because no one's going to care, because in 2 weeks, Colourpop's going to be pushing someone else. It's just like whenever Jackie Aina released her palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills and moved right on to the next palette. That's what's happening right here every week with Colourpop. I've had it officially. No, you don't seem to be listening. And I know that the discussion of whether or not the effects on the environment Colourpop has from like making so much stuff, but I guess I've been told through the internet that basically everything's made to order. And then further question, if everything is made to order, why does your sell out so much? Because then you're lying, right? If you're making things to order. If you are like, here's the Sailor Moon palette and what it could look like, and we're going to manufacture them as people buy them, then how are they selling out? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. In that case, nothing should be limited edition or discontinued, because it just seems like if you're making it to order, then what's the problem with keeping it around? Because you're not wasting anything. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm very confused. Yeah, Colourpop has its place in space, but I'm done with the eyeshadows. I'm done. I don't like these palettes. Get it away. Shoo shoo. Be gone. I don't know. It hurts my heart when I watch people do declutter videos and they have like 20 Colourpop 9-pan palettes and then they don't declutter any of them, and I just can't. I don't understand. And to be fair to Colourpop, I have never, not a one time, ever used one of their pressed like shadows on my face, swatch them or touch them. But I do like a bougie higher end shadow because that's just what I prefer to use. That's my preference. But I can't imagine these shadows working the way I want them to based on the way I like shadows to perform. I don't get it. Why? I don't know. Like, if you need a green lipstick, buy it from Colourpop. You know what I mean? Just like if you need a weird color in a very specific thing, Colourpop is there. They got you. Okay, another thing this is like an overarching theme in the makeup industry right now, which like is not a thing that I can get behind. So like we're gonna talk about it real briefly. I just happened to pick this one because it was the first one that showed up on Trend Moon, but you'll understand what I'm talking about in just a moment. This is by Dede Designature. It's a collaboration with Danielle Nicole Tutorials on Instagram, and I'll put both of those names up here because I'm sure I butchered them. And they created a kiwi palette. This food shaped eyeshadow palettes. No. Why is everything food? Foundation shades are food. It's Stromboli. We've already talked about it. And now everything is shaped like food. And to me, and this could be just because of the YouTubers I follow, the kind of people that I enjoy watching their content on YouTube, it's like, it seems like a lot of us are trying to make an effort to purchase products that are, like, purchase things that harm the environment less, right? I still like bougie products, so like, I'm only doing so much, like I'm not doing the best that I could, and I own up to that. But the idea that like, they're making these big palettes, which are not going to fit in your IKEA Alex drawers. And if they are, they're going to go into that bottom drawer where you have all of the palettes that you don't use and you're shoved down there because you don't care about them. That's where this palette is going. I'm not even talking about color story. The shape of this is going to prevent you from using it unless you keep it on your vanity. But this isn't pretty enough to keep on your vanity. It's not like a Pat McGrath palette, which is like luxe and feels cute, or like an Anastasia palette, which like they also have some kind of sense of superiority. It's like even Colourpop little 9 pants are cuter than this monstrosity. And a kiwi color story, I'm into. These colors, yes. The shape of this palette, no. There's also a strawberry palette coming out from the same people, the same makeup brand. So no, keep your ice cream, keep your hamburgers, keep it all away from me. You can make a hamburger inspired palette that isn't shaped like a hamburger. You know what I mean? It doesn't waste this much space, this much cardboard. You guys gotta start thinking about it. You guys, they have to. Because I'm not gonna buy that because that looks tacky and it's like wasting space, wasting cardboard. No, I don't have it to do. So this is a brand I've never heard of. I think it's Elcie Cosmetics, and they are releasing, there's some like lip products in this photo, but this blush with all the shades in it, and you like swirl your brush in it. And this is beautiful. I like this. I would buy this. And I know I talked, at length about my blush journey on some platform that probably wasn't here, but I love blush. Like, I love blush. You see it, you know it. You know that I love a blush. And this looks beautiful. I don't know anything about this brand. This could be $100 for all I know, but it is pretty. And I want it on my cheeks. Will I buy it? Likely no, because I really don't need it. But it is very beautiful. And they did something with it. I looked at that and I said, that drawer does not have that in it, and it should. Okay? This is from Natasha Denona, and everyone's talking about them and freaking out about them. But these are the Chromium Liquid Eyeshadows from Natasha Denona, which I think I already said. But say it twice. Say it 3 times. She shows up in your mirror and says, I will take $100 now. Thank you. Anyway, so these are, they're $28. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's stop for just a second. Some high-end brand, I don't know who it was, because Dominique Cosmetics is making a very similar product to this, caught on to the fact that indie YouTubers, I'm gonna say indie because I feel like they're the only ones I really see using these products. I mean, small creators, both on Instagram and on YouTube, have been using like multi-chromes, and they've been using them for like the past year or so, and they've been popping off. And there are some indie brands with some beautiful multi-chrome shadows that you could buy and support that are not Natasha Denona. One, I have a problem with them being a liquid eyeshadow. The Magnificent Metals from Stila like never worked for me, so I know this is gonna cake up and fall off my face. Here's the other thing to know. This is about the same price that like an indie brand's chrome eyeshadow are. They're not cheap. That's because chrome pigments are expensive. So like this is kind of like a similar price point to indie brands. Here's the thing. Do you want to give $28 to a person or to a corporation? Think about it like that. Now, I also own Natasha Denona product because it's bougie and that's who I am as a person, but I don't think I need Natasha Denona to make me my exciting little like affair with like a multi-chrome for the fall. I don't need it. I'm gonna get it from an indie brand. Actually, I placed a order with Cliona Cosmetics, and yes, they're a little bit behind because of coronavirus and the pandemic, but I would rather support them and give them $25 an eyeshadow as opposed to supporting Natasha Denona's little foray into what she thinks is an exciting little adventure. But like these are going to get discontinued and they're going to be really cheap at some point. Same thing with the Dominique Cosmetics. They're not going to continue to make these because the pigments are expensive. But I'm also led to believe that these are $28, and I'm betting that the pigments are not going to be as good as what you're going to get in an independent brand, because if independent brands are going to have the audacity to charge the same amount as a brand like Natasha Denona's upcharge on like what they get on their return on investment for these is way higher than I'm sure like the indie brands are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Natasha Denona probably spends $1 to make your little chrome eyeshadow situation, whereas indie brands maybe are spending like upwards of 10. I don't know. I like don't know this off the top of my head, but like this is what I'm like led to believe, you know? It's just like buy from an indie brand. It might take longer to get to you, but I promise like it'll be worth it to support a small business, and it'll be worth it to like get your hands on some quality product. Not saying that this can't be and it isn't, but it's just like, be cool. Like, this isn't cool. Indie brands are cool. Like Chaos Cosmetics has them too. A lot of indie brands, even Etsy sellers, have like high quality like chrome eyeshadows. So just like check it out, like figure it out. But this is not the avenue you need to go. No. Okay, this is the last one. And I figured that you would appreciate this. If you know anything about me, you know that I love Pat McGrath, the brand, the person, all of it. Pat McGrath Cosmetics, Pat McGrath Labs is collaborating with Supreme, which I thought was like a joke when I first saw it, but no, it sure isn't. So they're making a red lipstick, and I guess Supreme is a very popular thing amongst straight people, because I don't know about it. Like, I've seen it, I've heard about it, but I didn't realize it was like a luxury brand. So interesting. This is launching on Supreme's website. I don't even have a date for you. Don't buy this. I'm not gonna buy this. Pat McGrath has red lipsticks. I don't know what they're charging for a tube of this because it's Supreme, and that's what they're going to charge. Pat McGrath lipsticks are already expensive. They're $38 a pop penny, but this red, you don't need this red. If you want to try a Pat McGrath lipstick, she has other reds in her collection that are going to be very close to this that you can just buy. So just do that, okay? Pat, I don't know what you were doing with this one. Anyone else, but not this. All right, that wraps up this little buy or buy, whatever order I put it at the beginning. Just pretend I did that again. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button. I do want to spend some more time with me. I'm working on a lot of videos today, but I'm going to change the lipstick and pretend that I did a whole different look. But when you and I both know that I didn't bother. But I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.